the COFEPRIS, are there plans to have legislations dedicated to interchangeability?
Did you consider some interval on the data from Anvisa?
It's a pleasure to be here at the Biosimilars LatAm 2026.
How to deal with the local regulatory requirements for active pharmacovigilance programs in order to approve biosimilars in Latin America.
I was curious to understand if there are any plans to eliminate some of the country-specific requirements.
What do you think could be a sustainable profit that company entering the LatAm market should eye?
With respect to biosimilar products, are same techniques are being adopted for biological products, or is there any change?
It is very important to mention that we are working hard on regulatory simplification and response acceleration procedures, including digital transformation, which involves a complete transition of the process for health authorization and the submission of paperwork through digital platforms for the presentation, tracking, and resolution of applications. We are working on fast-track channels for priority health needs and essential medicines.
When we look at how the landscape has been in terms of approvals, as I said, Brazil is the leader of the pack, followed closely by Mexico and Argentina and Colombia, closely tying with each other.
It's recommended to have to go for a scientific advice procedure, at least with the major health authorities, to make sure that the approach is really appropriate. Health authorities might like to see at least preliminary analytical data and also maybe the protocol of the proposed phase 1 or PK trial before they would give green light that companies can go ahead with the streamlined approach. So the authorities usually say that they cannot really promise that even if all the recommendations are followed, that it will be then a successful product. Depends on the data that eventually the biosimilar company submits when the development is completed and everything is written up in the dossier.
Latin American biosimilar firms increasingly engage in joint venture to share development risk and pool resource licensing agreements to access established biosimilar or technological know-how and distribution collaborations to maximize their market penetration. For example, co-development deals with European biosimilar companies enable access to advanced analytics, while licensing agreements facilitate faster approval.
And Anvisa is very keen on, she takes part in ICH working groups and following those tendencies for approaches, international approach to speed up the evaluation.
That's a very good question. First one is the cost, and of course the compliance from the patient. That's the two major issues. And of course third one is the regulatory approval and the volume. And also to deliver this kind of volume, we need a different devices. So still we are working on this technology and also the rate of the delivery. So that is important.
The global drivers are clear and accelerating. Patent expirations continue to open multi-billion-dollar opportunities. Healthcare systems are demanding affordability without compromising outcomes, and manufacturers are under pressure to reduce costs of goods while increasing reliability. At the same time, regulatory scrutiny is rising, and especially around the data integrity and lifecycle management. This creates both urgency and opportunity.
Is it the technology that you can go for the microbiology? If you want to scale up this technology, maybe for bioreactor, could be a translucid bioreactor just to implement this technology. But yeah, it's already for bacteria, for yeast, for fungus, for mammalian cells, for most of the most popular microbes.